Humans can survive long enough to make death afraid of them. I did not understand that sentence when the Elder Council spoke it. I thought it was ceremonial nonsense. Our species had survived for 9,000 cycles. We had crossed dead stars, extinguished hostile worlds, and learned how to predict the collapse of entire suns. Humans were different. They were small, soft, warm, biologically inefficient. That was what our science told us. That was what the elders told us. And that was exactly why we ignored them. I was Commander Threx of the Valen Expeditionary Fleet when we entered the Sol system. I remember the first image of Earth. Blue. Green. Quiet. Almost beautiful. My officers laughed. The humans had no reason to resist us. Our fleet contained 600 warships. Their orbital defenses were primitive. Their communication network was exposed. Their military satellites were easy to map. Earth had no shield capable of stopping our main weapons. I concluded the humans would surrender within 12 minutes. I was wrong. They did not surrender. They did something worse. They stopped transmitting. Every human signal vanished. Civilian networks. Military channels. Emergency broadcasts. Everything. Silence spread across the planet. My tactical officer clicked his mandibles nervously. Commander, perhaps they are preparing negotiations. I believed him. Humans, I had learned, valued survival. A creature that valued survival would not fight an enemy it could not defeat. That was the first pattern we discovered. Humans ran when threatened. They hid when hunted. They protected their young. They avoided unnecessary death. Simple biological behavior. Predictable. Safe. So we began the invasion. Our first wave entered the atmosphere above the western continent. There were no missiles. No fighters. No resistance. Cities simply went dark. I watched thousands of structures disappear from our sensors. My officers celebrated. I ordered them to stop. Something felt incorrect. Then our first ship exploded. No warning. No incoming projectile. The cruiser simply broke apart. Its reactor chamber opened like a flower. Metal fragments scattered through the clouds. We detected nothing. Then another ship vanished. Then another. Then 5 more. The fleet became confused. Confusion is dangerous in combat. Fear is worse. I ordered every sensor system activated. Nothing. No enemy craft. No energy signatures. No targeting beams. No heat trails. Only empty sky. Then our long-range scanner detected something beneath the city we had just targeted. A human transmission. 1 sentence. Keep looking. I stared at the message. My tactical officer said it was a psychological tactic. I agreed. Humans were frightened. Freaktenet creatures lied. That was logical. We increased the bombardment. 10,000 plasma rounds struck the surface. Mountains disappeared. Oceans boiled. The atmosphere filled with ash. Earth should have become silent. Instead, something began moving beneath it. Thousands of tiny signals appeared. Then millions. My scanner displayed them as biological movement. Humans. They had not fled. They had gone underground. I felt irritation. Not fear. I ordered our ground forces to locate them. 300,000 soldiers descended into the ruins. They found tunnels. Then shelters. Then entire underground cities. Humans were everywhere. Families. Engineers. Children. Soldiers. Old creatures. Young creatures. They were moving through darkness with lights attached to their bodies. They were building. Not escaping. Building. That made no sense. Our fleet was destroying their world. Why were they constructing anything? I decided their minds had broken under stress. That conclusion comforted me. Then the first human soldier appeared. He stood alone in a ruined tunnel. No arme. No visible weapon. Just a dark uniform and a small metal object in his hand. Our translator activated. He looked directly into the camera. Found you. The transmission ended. 3 seconds later, our entire Eastern Landing Force disappeared from the network. Not destroyed. Disconnected. Every soldier. Every drone. Every combat vehicle. Gone. My officers became silent. I ordered an orbital scan. The scan showed nothing. Then our communications officer whispered something I will never forget. Commander, they are inside the fleet. I laughed. I told him that was impossible. Our ships were sealed. Our security systems were flawless. No biological organism could enter without detection. Then a warning appeared on my command screen. Access granted. No one had touched the console. Another warning appeared. Power control transferred. Then another. Weapons control transferred. Across the fleet, alarms began screaming. One after another, our warships turned their weapons toward each other. I demanded to know who had done this. No answer came. Then the human transmission returned. The same voice. Calm. Almost gentle. You thought we were hiding because we were afraid. The screen went black. A final sentence appeared. We were hiding because we were learning. I stared at those words. For the first time in my command career, I understood why the elders had warned us. But I still believed I understood the humans. That mistake would cost us everything. I believed the humans were learning how to defeat us. I was wrong. They were learning how to become us. The fleet remained frozen around Earth. 600 warships. Half of them no longer answer my commands. The rest were fighting systems they could not see. My officers moved between consoles, searching for the source of the invasion. They searched the hulls, the reactors, the communication arrays, the navigation cores. Nothing. The humans were nowhere. That was impossible. A living creature needed a body. A weapon needed a location. An enemy needed a battlefield. Humans had apparently abandoned all three. Then the first human fleet appeared. Not for hyperspace. From behind, thousands of ships emerged from the darkness. They had been there the entire time. Invisible. Silent. Waiting. My tactical officer froze. Commander, how many? The scanner continued counting. 10,000. Then 20,000. Then more. The ships were ugly. No elegant valin curves. No palistarme. No ceremonial markings. They looked like machines built by creatures who expected them to be destroyed. That should have made them inferior. Instead, I felt something cold move through my body. Recognition. These ships were not designed to survive battle. They were designed to continue fighting after everything else failed. The human fleet opened fire. Our shields collapsed instantly. Not because their weapons were stronger, because they were attacking our shields from frequencies we had never considered vulnerable. Our defenses had been studying them for hours. The humans had been studying us for weeks, maybe months. I finally understood their pattern. Every time we attacked, they lost something. A city. A ship. A soldier. A communication network. But every loss gave them information. We had mistaken their sacrifices for weakness. They had been using them as measurements. Our fleet tried to retreat. Earth followed. The planet itself came alive. Hidden launch platforms opened beneath oceans. Mountain ranges separated. Deserts moved. Buried weapons rose from beneath cities we had already destroyed. The dead world we thought we were conquering had been a weapon. The humans had turned their entire planet into one enormous trap. I ordered an emergency withdrawal. Nothing happened. Navigation was locked. Jump engines were disabled. Then my screen displayed a human message. You are not leaving. For the first time, I felt fear. Real fear. Not tactical concern. Not biological alarm. Fear. The kind that makes thought difficult. The elders had described humans as unpredictable. I finally understood why. They were not unpredictable because they were chaotic. They were unpredictable because they changed after every failure. We destroyed one defense. They built another. We learned one weapon. They changed the next weapon. We killed one strategy. They abandoned the entire strategy. They evolved through failure. And we had given them thousands of failures in a single day. Then something happened that I still cannot explain. The human fleet stopped firing. Every ship stopped. Our weapons were still active. Our engines were still damaged. Our soldiers were still trapped. But the humans simply stopped. I thought they were exhausted. That was my final incorrect conclusion. A transmission appeared. No military encryption. No threat. No demand. Just a human voice. We can destroy your fleet. Silence. We can destroy your colonies. Another pause. We can even find the worlds you came from. My officers looked at me. Then the human voice changed. It became quieter. But we will not. I did not understand. Why threaten destruction and then refuse to use it? That behavior violated everything I knew about warfare. Then the human explained. You came here because you thought survival belonged to the strongest. The screen showed Earth. Burned. Broken. Still alive. We learned something else. The image changed. Human children inside an underground shelter. Then engineers. Doctors. Families. Soldiers. Thousands of ordinary creatures continuing their lives beneath a dying sky. The human voice continued. Survival belongs to whoever refuses to stop becoming. I stared at Earth. The planet was damaged beyond recognition. Yet humans were still moving, still repairing, still building, still teaching their children, still preparing. I finally understood the terrifying truth. We had never been fighting the strongest species in the galaxy. We had been fighting the species that became stronger every time we heard it. The elders had known. They had warned us. And we had ignored them because humans looked fragile. Then our fleet received one final transmission. Not from humans. From the Elder Council. Their message contained only 7 words. We told you never to wake them. I looked toward Earth. The planet was quiet again. Too quiet. Then millions of lights appeared across its surface. Not weapons. Cities. Human cities. They were rebuilding already. I thought that was the end. It was not. Because beneath the surface, something much larger had begun to move. Our scanners detected a signal from deep inside Earth. Ancient. Massive. Older than human civilization. Older than our empire. I asked the human commander what it was. He answered with only one sentence. We don't know. For the first time, I believed a human. Then he added, but we're going to find out. That was when I understood the final horror. The humans had not survived our invasion by being stronger than us. They had survived because survival itself was their weapon. And somewhere beneath their wounded world, they had just discovered something even they were afraid to wake. Humans can survive long enough to make death afraid of them. I once thought that was impossible. Now I know the truth. The impossible part was not that humans survived. It was that something inside them had been waiting for the chance to survive with them. And that's where our story ends, or perhaps where humanity's next chapter begins. If you enjoyed this HFY story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more epic human versus alien sci-fi stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.